Catch this information on social media while you still can, folks. 5 stylish state senators in Hawaii are calling for revisions to or the outright repeal of the Second Amendment. And yeah, you got it. Guess what? They're all Democrats. And by their own words, we can see that they haven't the faintest clue about the meaning of the word rights or what takes precedence, the individual or the state. So get ready to control your blood pressure, because it's coming. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRCTV. And you know, a while back I did a video series for MRCTV called Intellectual Ammunition, mansplaining with as much mansplaining power the meaning of the word rights and why the concept of the right to keep and bear arms is fundamental. Well, sadly, it appears that 5 very, very stylish Democrats in Hawaii's state Senate either didn't watch those videos or they didn't pay attention to them, because Christian Gomez reports for the New American that they want a constitutional convention to repeal or revise the Second Amendment. Quote, Democratic legislators have introduced 2 virtually identical resolutions in the Hawaii Senate urging Congress to consider a constitutional amendment to either repeal or clarify the Second Amendment. State Senators Stanley Chang, Carl Rhodes, Rosalind Baker, Drew Kanuha, and Laura Thielen introduced both Senate Resolution 29 and Senate Concurrent Resolution 42. Golf clap for that one. Now, why would these people want to do this if, as collectivists have repeatedly argued, the Second Amendment protects only a group right belonging to police and to the military? Could it be that Antonin Scalia's majority decision in the 2008 D.C. v. Heller decision is causing them a bit of vexation? Because, of course, Antonin Scalia noted that the Founding Fathers understood that it was an individual right.
But why isn't it perfectly plausible, indeed reasonable, to assume that since the framers knew that the way militias were destroyed by tyrants in the past was not by passing a law against militias, but by taking away the people's weapons? That was the way militias were destroyed. The 2 clauses go together beautifully. Since we need a militia, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
And of course, we do have to put a little asterisk next to this, because at the end of the decision, Scalia made the mistake of undercutting the very concept of rights itself when he said that rights could be attenuated by the government.
The next section of our opinion points out that, like most rights, the Second Amendment right is not unlimited. It is not a right to keep and carry any weapon whatsoever, in any manner whatsoever, and for whatever purpose.
Sorry, Antonin. I know you're not around anymore to engage in this conversation, but that's false. The very meaning of rights is that they're supposed to be untouchable by government. But regardless of that, the bulk of Scalia's point about the Second Amendment was that it protected an individual right. And evidently, these collectivists are very upset about that. Now, why do I call them collectivists? Well, they spell it out in their own words. Quote, be it further resolved that the United States Congress is requested to consider and discuss whether the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution should be repealed or amended to clarify that the right to bear arms is a collective rather than individual constitutional right. End quote. Hey, senators, let me give you some insight here. There's no such thing as a collective right. Groups or collectives are merely just words, and only people themselves have rights. In fact, they are inherent to individual existence. Logic dictates that each individual acts of his own volition anyway. So even when the term collective is thrown on to 2 or more people, they still are individuals, self-driven and self-owning. They own their rights, and only they are the ones who can ethically attenuate them, each according to his own volition and controlling himself. Senators, Your brand of a political collective smashes all respect for other individuals and for their own self-ownership. To think that adults can spout such highfalutin nonsense is just amazing. You know, if you ever thought, folks, that there was a time to defend logic and the English language, this is it. That these people are ready to try to claim that there is a right of collectives. Hawaii's Furious Five could be sending people into some very dangerous territory, because this is the territory where the collective can destroy the individual. This is the mindset that brings about the destruction of the individual for the greater good. And it has to be fought. So we wanted to make sure that we reminded you about this, we told you about this, and that yes, even though this probably will not get anywhere on a national level, everyone got to see the mindset of these five, because they're not alone. And they would love to destroy individual rights. Hope you can remind your friends about it and spread the word. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.